Ladies and gentlemen, going to droids, in case you're a little bit rusty on your Tuskenese, the Tuskens are getting a little bit of action in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, and they are getting Omicrons. And the good news is, give it a round of applause, it's not for Territory Wars, it's for Grand Arena. I gotta be careful, my throat is killing me today. We're on day 3 of the Rona, and I had a funny video I was just about to post, but we just got some fresh news off the press. Tusken Omicrons for Grand Arena. The Inquisitors are getting their new unique ability reworked because apparently they're just designed to counter Shock T so far, and that's 2019. They're calling, they're like, we want our meta back. And on top of that, Starkiller, Gideon, getting a rework for 3v3 Grand Arena. Ooh, and some other fun little tidbits. So why don't you come on over, and I want to talk about what I'm excited for. These guys have been my passion project for a while, just, you know, kind of slowly gearing them up, because you already got to get Tusken rated for Lord Failure. I mean, Vader, right? I don't want to make people say. And it's like, you know what? I really liked their performance in the Book of Boba Fett, and I was like, you know what? I would love to have some Tusken love, and now I have the full motivation to go to distance, because the Tusken Raider, the guy you need to have to get Lord Vader, has an Omicron upgrade on them now in this update, Ryder. So I guess the video we had planned today, Gary, planned it another day. It's about another Omicron and a funny story behind it. But anyways, here's what we got here. Tusken Raider Omicron update. New final text. Tusken Raiders gain 15% offense for each living Tusken ally. Oh, okay. But here's where we got the love. And the cool thing is this is a unique ability. And unique abilities are great because, you know, there might be a better Tusken leader down the road, and leads come and go. But here, if it's unique ability, let's say the Tusken team does evolve into something a bit more precious. Well, you can slot this guy in, and he doesn't need the lead. Here's what you got with the Omicron on strength and numbers while in 3v3 Grand Arena. So a little unfortunate. It's only for 3v3. We're getting a lot of 3v3 specificity stuff right now. While in 3v3 Grand Arenas, and all allies are Tusken at the start of the battle, gain taunt for 1 turn at the start of each enemy turn. So it's a little bit weird, but you know, you're getting a taunt out of an attacker-based kit here. A little odd, but let's just keep rolling with it. If Tusken Raider is defeated while another Tusken ally is active, they revive with 100% health. Ooh, that's kind of nice right there. It's a little fun. All allies gain 50% critical chance and critical damage and 3 speed for each living ally. And whenever an ally is defeated, reduce the cooldowns of all allies by 1 and dispel all debuffs on them. And at the start of the encounter, summon a Tusken Raider. And here's what the summon Tusken Raider's unique ability is looking like. Gain taunt for 1 turn at the start of each enemy turn. If the summoned Tusken Raider is defeated while another Tusken ally is active, summon a Tusken Raider. Tusken Raider gains 50% offense for each living ally, and all allies gain 50% critical chance and critical damage and 3 speed for each living ally. It kind of just sounds exactly what we have right here, but it's starting to sound like if we're getting a I don't want to quite call it the Genosian situation, but in a weird way, it's kind of like Genosians with what we got going on here. So if you got to kill Tusken Raider off before you kill everyone else off here, as we're seeing right here, because, you know, it's going to keep taunting, it's going to keep getting your way. But if Tusken Raider is defeated while another Tusken ally is active, well, they're going to revive. So it's more, I guess, not Genos. I think what I'm trying to get at, it's more Night Sister. That's what we're trying to shoot for. It's very much so like a Night Sister zombie. You got to kill off the other Night Sisters before you can finally finish off with the Night Sister zombie herself. The only thing is, I don't quite know if, unlike zombie, you can't stop the zombie. You can't put it in the grave. You can't insta kill it. You can't disintegrate it. You can't death mark it and put it in the grave for good. I'm not quite sure if this is going to be stopped by things like Nihilus, Mando, Deathmark, for example, Death Trooper, things that stop revives. So it's a little interesting. It's a new Night Sister team, cheese things, and this might be great for offense. Things like this where the AI doesn't play well, you can take advantage on your side. Kind of like how Dash Radar is kind of fun on offense because, well, the enemies don't know you got to kill off Vandar Chewie first. So really cool to see that we're getting some viability. Am I going to slap this on? Oh, you better believe it. Tuskens are a lot of fun that I've been waiting to have. So we're going to have some fun with that down the road. So that's the first thing right there. So making the Lord Vader form a little bit more interesting because otherwise it's just a mean character. You would gear up. So all right, that's part number 1 here. Part number 2. that we got here on your Arnold Holonet News Update, the only news you'll ever need because, well, you got no other choice. But why would you want another choice? Here's what we got. Inquisitors, the prime counter, the Shakti. As we found out yesterday through the Fifth Brothers, I know we've all been looking for that Shakti counter. Nothing's evolved since 2019 when Shakti came to the game. So thank you, CG, for your infinite wisdom. But I digress and I kid a little bit. They mentioned that they're getting a rework, and now they're going to have this new Inquisitor unique ability, Patience. And it's a little bit different depending on the Inquisitor we're looking at here. And which, by the way, they're bringing back the Inquisitor Marquee event starting on April 28th. I have always been a fan of just creating a folder of marquees. Like if people want to go back and get the jangle that a lot of us got for free, and remember the cool gear? Remember when they used to give you nice stuff for marquee events? Now they demand stuff from you to finish their marquee events. It'd be nice having a folder to go back and repeat them, but nonetheless, for people coming in, maybe off the Kenobi hype, it's gonna be good to catch them on marquees that you missed out. I think this shouldn't be a feature that's just celebrated. Oh, look at this. It should be in the game permanently. Anyways, looking at the unique ability, Patience. At the start of the battle, if all allies, minimum of 3. So it's nice. They're not contained to 5 because 3v3 Grand Arena, you might want to get used out of them. If all allies, minimum of 3 are Inquisitores, this character gains 20% max health, max protection, and potency. Whenever purge is consumed or dispelled on an enemy, this character gains 3% turn meter. And there we go. That's something this team's been needing. Because one of the problems we have right now is purge. It's kind of easy to get rid of. A quick cleanse, it's gone. Self-cleanse from gas, it's gone. It's just very easy to cleanse and nothing happens. It's like, oh, okay. Well, now when this purge is expiring, because either you make it expire or the enemy cleanses it off, you're getting turn meter. And remember, you can get up to 6 stacks per character. So potentially, that's 18% turn meter just off a single character, losing all their stacks of purge. So that is gonna be nice right there. That's great to hear, but we're not done yet. The second tiers of the Patience ability are unique to each Inquisitor. So if I understand this correctly, which by the way, tomorrow we'll be testing out the Fifth Brother and all the new stuff with the reworks here. This is a little bit more interesting now compared to yesterday, I wasn't really very surprised or impressed by Shakti counters. It's not really what we needed in the game right now. But anyways, second tier of Patience ability, if your second sister, what you're gonna have, while an ally is marked, they have plus 35% defense. Whenever an enemy damages this character with an attack while attacking on a turn, that enemy gains a stack of purge, maximum 6, which can't be evaded or resisted. Oh boy, that's pretty gnarly. And especially, well, the leads are a bit weird still. I don't quite know what's going to happen. Again, I think we need to wait for the Grand Inquisitor to make maybe the leads make more sense. But remember, the second sister lead, you get tons of mark. When someone gets marked, everyone gets marked. So you're going to get increased defense right there. Cool. Ninth sister, I'm a pretty decent fan of her. Out of all the Inquisitors we've gotten in the game, I actually used her quite a lot before the Grand Inquisitor came out. It's for the most part, the only useful sister or Inquisitor that we have here. Whenever this character loses taunt, it gains taunt for 1 turn if an enemy has purge. Oh man, I've already loved the Night Sister. Solid character. It's a very frequent taunt. I call it the General Kenobi of the Imperials because when someone gets critically hit on an Empire team, well, she taunts. And then the Lord Vader, when the taunt drops, you gain marked. So with this, she's already a pretty persistent taunt. Now she'll taunt even more if there's purge still on the enemy. Great. Whenever an enemy damages this character with an attack while attacking out of turn, that enemy gains a stack of purge for a stack of 6. Wow. I'm a little surprised, weirded out that they waited this long. Either one, they just realized this team is really sucking. They got to do something else about it. And they just figured, all right, we'll just do something for Grand Inquisitor. Because there's not an incentive to get this team up. So far, what I'm seeing is useful stuff outside of a Territory Omicron, outside of a Jedi-led, non-Jedi team, whatever the heck they were trying to target the Fifth Brother. Cool stuff right here. More ways to get purge. Fantastic. And again, that's going to transit to turn meter and a variety of bonuses that we've been discussing over the past, goodness, almost 5 months of this team coming to fruition. Next up, Seventh Sister. Whenever another ally is critically hit by an enemy, this character has a 20% chance to gain 100% turn meter, limited to once per turn. But whenever an enemy, man, that's great. That's like B2 Super Battle Droid right there. And Seventh Sister, I'm a decent fan of her too. Not as much as Ninth Sister, but that's the character with a lot of heals. I kind of like that. Whenever an enemy damages this character while attacking Gary, let's dial back a little bit. Whenever an enemy damages this character with an attack while attacking out of turn, which 7 sister attacks out of turn quite a lot. That enemy gains a stack of Purge. The Purge is now a lot more threatening. My curiosity is, will the Inquisitor lock those debuffs now? Make it uncleansed. Make it like damage over time some Vader. We just can't cleanse it. That would be pretty gnarly here. So pretty cool. More ways to get Purge. Moving on here. What else do we got here? We got to go ahead and check out 8th Brother here. A bit of an odd one. Our favorite fidget spinner. The person that only had like 1 minute of showtime in Star Wars. If this character is stealth at the start of turn, which it's got a lot of stealth mechanics. This character has a 40% defense penetration and offense while stealth. So kind of reminds you like a Geno's in Spy. When you're under stealth, they're going to do a lot more than when you're outside of stealth. So more damage, hopefully. I have not been crazy impressed by the damage. This might make the damage a bit more interesting. Whenever an enemy damages this character with an attack while attacking on a turn, that enemy gains a stack of Purge. Ooh, more Purge. Again, that's the main thing. A lot more Purge. And 5th Brother, the prime countered candidate, the Shock T in 2022, allegedly. Whenever this character used the special ability, Dispel Stun on all allies. Ooh, it's nice. And then whenever an enemy damages this character with an attack while attacking out of turn, that enemy gains a stack of Purge, which can't be evaded or resisted. Now, do I think this is enough to take on the Master Kenobi that they allege the Inquisitors are going to go beat up in a few months here? I don't think so yet. That's probably where the Grand Inquisitors coming in. But keep in mind, especially all these attacks out of turns. Who attacks out of turns so much? Kenobi and Ahsoka Tano. I think we're going to see these unique abilities get a lot of use, especially when Ahsoka's always calling to says she might get banned out of the Kenobi team if the Inquisitors are a force to be reckoned with inside of, unfortunately, just territories. But nonetheless, still nice. Lots of ways to get Purge on. A lot more effects going on. Is this team going to be fantastic? We're going to find out tomorrow if it's something more usable. I know they're not going to be top tier in Grand Arena. They'll probably be in territories. I would like to still see it get use outside of Territory Wars to make the investment in this team a bit more exciting. So cool stuff right there. So I think this will take it a little bit further. We'll tell. We'll be live tomorrow. We got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow for Galaxy Heroes Grand Arena, 5th Brother, testing out the new reworks. Ooh, boy, a lot of fun stuff. We talked about the marquee event, and here we go. Next thing on the agenda. We've been waiting for this. The developers actually looked back in time. It was on Reddit. Someone posted it. They said that they were going to fix Starkiller before the next 3v3 Grand Arena, and they did indeed. And fortunately, depending how you look at it, I'm not crazy about 3v3, but you know what? It'll be a change of pace, I suppose. They changed it, and Moff Gideon as well. I was not expecting that. Moff Gideon was kind of useless in 3v3. Now we might actually see Imperial Remnants be somewhat interesting inside of Grand Arena 3v3. And then on top of this as well, I think the other thing to point out is Hyperdrive Bundle is going to be 50% off starting May 2nd. I think it's going to be permanently 50% off. I don't know if it's quite worth $100, but $50. If you're starting off brand new and you plan on spending a little bit of money here and there, let's get the Hyperdrive Bundle. Save yourself several months of time. And on top of that as well, bookmark this now. The TIE Echelon has been arguably one of the most impactful things that's happened in Galaxy Heroes ship meta. More impactful than the TIE Interceptor, in my opinion. That's a Conquest exclusive unit. First Order is doing fantastic things with the Echelon, taking out things like the Executor. It's officially farmable on Fleet Battles 4E. I will be bookmarking that on my free-to-play account. And if you have First Order, you need to get this fleet up and running, even for off-meta stuff. It's one of the most important things right now in the game. And Wrecker's now accelerated. We actually did a video of him on Relic 9. Really fun character. Bad Batch, solid team. More impressive than the Inquisitors, but you know, this might make things a little bit more interesting. And speaking of the Starkiller and Gideon, now I can't find an actual kit reveal showcasing what they changed. It's very textually minor, but you know, it's important to know going into this 3v3 Grand Arena scene. So luckily, SWGoH events did a little Datas of the Minds here. And as we see here, we got ability upgrades for Starkiller, because man, it would really suck. I mean, I'm sure we can find interesting ways to still use it without these changes. But if you're going to push your Starkiller and get those Relic 5s, you kind of want to use them, especially if 3v3 is going to happen more often now. You kind of want to use them in those game modes. Otherwise, it's going to really suck. Here's what we have now. I'm just going to kind of spare you a little bit. You guys already know you need to have one Jedi, one Sith, one Dark Side, Lights on Online Force user, and Starkiller. What they're going to do now, as you see right here, in 3v3 Grand Arenas, any combination where the team includes no more than one Jedi, one Light Side Online Force user, one Sith, and or one Dark Side Online Force user, will fulfill the conditions for this ability. So that means most likely what I imagine, Palpatine, Mara Jade, Starkiller. That is really the core function of the Starkiller team. Palpatine, Mara Jade, fast Mara Jade gets the team rolling. I actually see this being a bit more threatening in 3v3 than 5v5, because in 5v5 you bring a full Grievous team. In 5v5 you bring a whole Imperial Trooper team that can outrun them. I don't know what's it gonna look like. I'm sure there'll be counters, but in 3v3 Starkiller with all those bonuses sounds a lot more interesting. Of course, there's other Starkiller combos, but I suspect we're gonna see a lot of them. Palpatine, Mara Jade, Starkiller. And in regards to Gideon here, they added a little clause here because, as you know, you probably don't know, because there's been no need to go for Imperial Remnants, especially in 5v5. Super Troopers of Veers and Piet is the way to go, and leftovers go to Iden. Unfortunately, the Remnant team never took off, really, because of that problem. Well, in 3v3, we need more Imperial Trooper teams. This might be useful right here, as the song that we're playing would suggest here. So, in 3v3 Grand Arena, if all allies are Imperial Troopers and Moff Gideon has any combination where the team includes no more than 1 tank, 2 attackers, and or additional support allies, the conditions of this ability will be met. So you no longer need a full team of 5, you just need 3. You just got to make sure you still stay within those weird parameters that they set for you, and you'll get those additional bonuses, such as when an enemy with the leader tag uses an ability, Imperial Trooper allies gain 10% offense. And then you're also going to be getting 1 stack of insight. And then you're also going to have 25% offense and the revive mechanism. Gideon's not as important in 3v3 as he is 5v5. So I am going to be curious to see where this will land in the 3v3 Grand Arena landscape. So I guess time will tell at the very end of the day. So we got a lot of interesting stuff. We have some double drops coming, I believe, for May the 4th celebration, starting from 5-4 to 5-5, a very brief window of time. May 4th rewards, we're gonna get some May the 4th rewards as well, so we're heading towards May 4th celebratory stuff. And you know what? I think we can expect some more stuff in the near future as well. Interestingly enough, they're talking about data discs, and I'm assuming we're gonna be hitting a conquest here very shortly. But we don't know what the conquest reward's gonna be yet, so I think we're gonna be due for something in the near future at the beginning of May in regards to what that's gonna be. And man, I bet you're letting your wild imaginations really hit the ground running on what might be coming. You know what I think we need? I think we need a way to counter Stormtrooper HUD in 2022, right, CG? Right? Please clap, come on, that was a little funny. Come in a little bit of slack. All right, thank you guys so much for coming out today. Fun, interesting news. I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to see some Tusken action in the 3v3 Grand Arena. But until then, let me know what you think on the Tuskens, the Inquisitors, their new updates, as well as the 3v3 changes, and maybe anything else that tickles your fancy. Leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe so you're not missing a thing. Always remember that it's great to be in the Empire.